Hey, welcome back to Scatterbrain Studios. Let's get building. So, I've never owned these before. I'm really excited to see how they perform in the snow. My first impression are, wow, these things look amazing. They're huge. About the same height as a 1.9 tire, but I mean, maybe with the center point up there. Just pull the track off. You would undo that top screw. That folds down. You can adjust the track tension, loosen or tighten. Then same thing for putting them on. So one thing to keep in mind, I'm looking at my cheat sheet again, when you're adjusting tracks, loose is fast. Too tight and it's gonna have to work twice as hard to get up and over. You want just that right amount of tension. If these start skipping or cogging is what the actual term is, you want to adjust them to the point where it doesn't cog, but it keeps grip. And then, like, if you completely load them up, I don't know, I might almost want the track to skip rather than bust something. I mean, they're pretty pliable anyway. Keep in mind adjusting them inside, taking them out, the heat to the cold. These are going to likely get a lot stiffer out in the cold. So just something else. Yeah, just something else to keep your mind on. So another thing with these, they actually tell you to climatize them. They tell you to not just fire the truck outside in the snowbank and start running it. Take it, set it outside, let it sit for 15-20 minutes. Let the temperature and the plastic and everything equalize in temperature. And then the ice and the snow will have less of a chance of sticking. I've got myself some WD-40 silicone spray that I'm going to spray the tracks with, inside and out. Back up in here, I will probably spray it with regular WD-40. So let's get these put on. There is a front and a rear. So you put these up next to each other. The rears are going to be longer. They're longer ones on the back. This little tool just breaks those loose. And it's literally just a cap. It doesn't hold the track unit on. It is just a cap. The back tracks also. Ooh. This little shock is limited, so you can get more or less articulation out of it by removing that limiter or having the limiter in there. Screws are in fact a little bit longer that come in the kit, so definitely use those. And then that just slides over the portal. Aluminum portals, stuff like that. I don't know if they fit. I don't have aluminum portals or brass portals, so I'm unknown on that one. Would be nice to know though, because I mean I can see myself getting some brass or aluminum portals down the road. Fairly simple to put on, really. I was fighting with the front ones, just the bottom of that spindle. It was fighting me to get plastic around it. Ball and Allen keys would be very nice on this for this project. My screwdrivers, they're old jamming. They don't fit in between the track. I absolutely hate Allen keys, but for this purpose, it's not too bad. And I mean, I got the stock Traxxas things, so I haven't had these on the truck yet. I did pull them out of the box. This honestly is the first time I've had them on the truck. I haven't even seen a set of these in person, to be honest. I know there's some guys around town that do have TRX 4s, and I know at least one or two of them have tracks because I seen on the little Facebook group they got going on here. But I've yet to see them in person. This thing is massive. Just for context. 5.5 inch wide fist. Wow. So keep in mind, this isn't the high trail. This is the regular TRX4 Sport. So I'm not even going to sugarcoat it. I got my cheat sheet here with all my notes. So Traxxas states on models with a 2-speed transmission to always use low gear. Single speed models are fine to use the stock gearing, which is a 17 tooth pinion and a 39 tooth spur with a 2S lipo under general use. And for use in mud or snow, or use with 3S lipos, you need to switch to 11 tooth pinion and a 45 tooth spur. So I'm running the Fusion 2300 Pro 2-in-1 on 3S. So I'm going to go with the Traxxas recommended gearing for now. And then maybe I'll try and get some more speed out of it. I'm going to be running in cold temperatures. So I don't think heat's going to be too much of an issue. But I'd rather start small and then work my way up. It's pretty easy to change opinion on these. So that's where I'm going to start with. Okay, so if you haven't taken a motor in one of these, and I'm sure a lot of us have, it's just these 3 screws. One back in here and one down there. The first time I did this, I was like, my God. What do you mean it's that easy? Pull the cover off. Boom. There's our pinion. Okay, so I'm going to work on taking the transfer case out, or the transmission, whatever you want to call it. You got 8254, which is the slipper pad replacement set. 8053, which is my 45 tooth spur. I went a little bit tighter on that. I went tight and then added about a 16th of a turn. Throw that aside. Now I got to switch my pinion out. Well, I thought I was recording. Apparently I wasn't. I've gone about my pinion on. I'm just going to test fit that. Make sure I'm happy with where it's sitting. I just like to grab the cover. And I can see, kind of want to come out of the back a little bit, I think. It did move on me a little bit. It's not ideal. It's because you're kind of guessing. You can't really see in there. Guy's almost tempted to take some gear marking compound and just wipe a little bit on there and see where it's sitting. And before I tuck all that away, I should get a battery and some double-sided tape, mount that down, and make sure I bind that receiver. Okay. Well, there we go. Okay, so I think I'm gonna mess with all my settings, adjust my endpoints and everything off camera. I'm not gonna bore you with that. It's difficult enough with that DX5 rugged, as I'm sure everyone already knows that has used one. Screen is ultra finicky, so I'm just gonna slam this back together. And okay, so just looking at this and articulating the suspension and everything, I'm definitely gonna have to trim a little bit. Got a game plan. The stock bumper is definitely not gonna fit on this. I do happen to have this bumper here. Use this camera, I guess. So it's just cheap Amazon. I think it was Injora or something like that. Sorry, I don't know which camera to look at here. I think it'll look pretty good. Now, it does have quite a gap there, but now hear me out. I think this is going to work out perfect in my favor. Because I'm not going to have any bumper rub. So I think that might be the track bumper. we are getting rubbing on the body at full turn. Where am I looking? It's getting late. This project has been taking forever. It doesn't have to be done today. But anyway, you can see I've gone right from the corner there and over. Same thing with the other side. So I'll grab some Lexan scissors and trim. Well, I put that on a little bit of a diet. Let's take a look. That's what's left of it. You can obviously see all the shiny aluminum is everything I've cut off with a hacksaw. And then I have a belt disc sander out there, and I was just running it along like that on the disc and the belt. Both sides came out pretty straight, pretty even. So I'm happy with it. I did make one mistake when I was doing the whole thing. I used my M3 drill bit to drill the screws for the fair lead. They're like 1.5, but it worked out pretty good. Gave me a little bit of wiggle room just to get it center in the bumper. And then I had little washers, so I put them on the back. That way the nuts aren't like going in that hole any. And then I thread locked the heck out of it, and I double nutted it. So hopefully it doesn't fall off. If it does, I'll have to buy another one. I don't know if you can hear that. That's my chair. Future reference. I'm not off gassing. I'm editing as I film, so I got my headphones on for hearing my audio levels. So, winch hook time. So I don't know if you see my last video. I was saying how slippery this fishing line is, or Dyneema. That was 1 knot. 2 knots. Pull on it a bit. That digs in there. Call me crazy. Then I loop it back through. Probably about 2 times. And each time, I don't know if you could see this. Each time I'm looping it, I'm just moving it over on the pin. And now I'm going to do two more knots with it. Then pull that really, really tight. And it's not going to come off. It'll break at the knot before it comes undone. And I've just melted it. Dragging my mouse everywhere. I had 3 cameras going on at with the first video. I've changed my process a little bit with that. I felt like it was too busy, so now I've got 2. And what I'm using is an old iPhone XR now for my overhead. It was my side view before, and then I got a Logitech webcam for a side view. So I feel like I'm not going to be, like, the side shot is important, but I feel like the overhead is going to be my main view. I've programmed, now I'm getting confused. I programmed the winch on this button here. Push it forward and it goes out. Push it towards me and it comes back in. Really impressed with the Traxxas. I centered on my servo and adjusted my steering angles, and also programmed the winch. Pretty happy with them. A lot slower than it was, obviously. And then I am gonna have to go and adjust all my tracks, pull all those off. Just running around in the apartment here, I blew the same back track twice. I am on carpet, so there's not much slip, but you get out in the mud and the snow, I'm sure it's going to do the same thing. So I'm gonna tighten them up, put a little bit more tension on them, and do the same thing right around the apartment. And once it stops blowing tracks off, I'm gonna be happy with it. But here's a little peek at the truck. Got the tracks on it now, got the bumper. That's where I'm gonna end this one. I'm happy with the bumper. I think it looks great. Especially for a track bumper. Definitely too narrow for the body, but with the tracks on there, it's definitely justifiable. So thanks for stopping in at Scatterbrain Studios and sticking it out until the end. Don't forget to leave a comment, drop a like or dislike, and subscribe for more content. No pitter patter, I gotta get back at her.